All right, what's up, everybody? Today is the first day of the Light Novel Fiends podcast. I'm Biggest
Alright,
Gamer,
I'm Adamar.
and today we're gonna get into some light novel shit. It's cool.
Alright, so we're gonna start off here with Immortal. And so for all of y'all who are not caught up or a little behind or who have not heard of Keyboard Immortal, what we're gonna do for first time around, we're gonna hit you with the synopsis. Alright, so you can see that. Alright, so synopsis. So I'm gonna just throw this out there. It's a isekai. A lightning strike transmigrated Zuan into another world. In that world, he was known as the trash of Bright Moon City, but for some reason, he was married to the gorgeous and highly talented daughter of the true. What? I'm a transmigrator, but I don't have any talent for cultivation. Why there's so many people out for my life? And most importantly of all, how in the world did I get on the bed of my sister-in-law on my wedding night? Actual trash. I put that in there. But it was a nightmarish starting point for Zuan. But fortunately, as a famed keyboard warrior in his previous life, the world gave him a keyboard in this life too so that he could turn things around. Through his trolling and flaming, he shall stand atop the courses of his burned enemies and rise to the top of the world.
Definitely title.
Very, very unique title. And I have to say, this is probably one of the most entertaining light novels I've ever read. Um, so it's pretty deep right now. I think it just hit 1,400 chapters,
Yeah,
somewhere just around there. So we're not gonna give you the whole synopsis just in case you guys haven't read it, but we're gonna get into the latest stuff. So big spoiler alert, big spoiler alert. And I'll give you a quick little update on what's currently happening. So Zuan, he's with three of his, what do we call them?
soon to be. They're gonna be his woman.
Yeah, okay.
Soon to be. Well, I mean,
What is?
we're assuming because, like, come on.
Come on. Yeah. So basically, Zuan goes around. After he came in, so it says he was trash. He has trash cultivation, but big important thing, he has this a keyboard comes with him, right? So and it has a lottery system, and the way the lottery system, I gotta say, this is genius, by the way. It works off of rage points. So whenever he gets people upset or whatever, he gets rage points generated off of them. So like, when you hear the general, you dare you're courting death, 999 points right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's just taking a troll from Twitter and then put him in this world.
Like the ultimate troll.
And then it's like the more people you troll, the stronger you can become, and it's crazy.
Literally. So he starts off. I already threw the spoiler out there. So the spoiler alert. So at the beginning, he gets these. I think it's the marrow cleansing pills. He gets like five of them. He becomes a transcendent the aptitude cultivator all of a sudden, and so up to the present. So he's in. There's the human side, and then there's the fiend side, right?
Yeah.
So the fiends are the beasts, like basically all the animal cultivators, like
It's like the animal, basically just all the animals that cultivate
exactly,
humanoid form.
exactly. So they all take human form. I think they can take beast form though, right?
Yeah, I think some of them can. I don't think all.
Not sure, but I think maybe once they get higher up, once they get like to their like pure form, because you know how the beast cultivators are, they're always like bloodline.
Yeah, yeah.
So the higher up in cultivation you get, the better, more pure bloodline. I think that's when they can start. But basically, Duan is with Yu Yanlo, the Medusa Queen. They are in the Fiend Emperor court. They just went into an unknown region in the Imperial Tomb. Wild, by the way, how he got there. And he's with the two grandmasters, Yan.
It's Yan Zhuzhen. I think it's something like that.
Yeah,
And then the other one is
Yan,
Yun Anje.
Janja,
That's the best part you're gonna get out of us.
we're gonna destroy all of these names. We're gonna get better as the weeks go by, but at the beginning we're gonna be trash.
Yeah, but these two are basically like there's the holy sect and devil sect. Yun.
Careful with that.
Oh, okay. Well, Yun Janje is the devil sect leader, but she claims she's a holy sect leader, but
Yeah.
everyone else is like, no, 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 you're the devil sect leader.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't think that. Yan Zhuzhen is the actual holy sect.
And they actually literally call her a goddess.
Yeah,
Everywhere she
fairy
goes,
goddess.
yeah.
You know, she has the classic, you know, ice cold temperament because she literally studies an emotionless
Animal. Taoist.
yeah, that doubt, yeah. You know, anyone who's ever read a wuxia or zhangxia novel, like classic ice beauty, you know.
Yep. There you go. And so, also important information is that both of the grandmasters have disciples. And so,
Oh yes.
and so, yeah, and say it one more time. And all right, I'm gonna say the ice cold lady. Ice cold lady.
You know what? In the novel, she's called
Fairy goddess.
no, but Yan Zhangje, she calls her ice Stone Cold Woman.
Stone
Stone Cold Woman. So we'll call her Stone Cold Woman, and the other, and then she calls her Witch. So
Yeah.
Stone Cold Woman and Witch. I think that'll be easier for us.
Yeah.
No, I bet you the author did that just so people could just be like Stone Cold Woman and the Witch. I mean,
Honestly,
you'll be like, everyone knows who you're talking about.
Bro, I love hearing Stone Cold Woman and Witch. They go at it. All right. So both of these grandmasters have two disciples. The Bright Moon City part, as you heard in the synopsis, that's where Stone Cold Woman's disciples at. That's Chuyan.
Yeah, Chuyan. So Chu. Oh yeah, you're right. Chu Clan and Chu. That is actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of weird.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, she's the girl. He's like, perfect. Yeah.
Then they're the.
But yeah, she's.
Yep. And then we got the witch's disciple,
Hongli.
Yeah, Hongli.
I call her.
Yeah, Hongli. That's basically.
Yeah.
And then both of those disciples, one was married to him, and then the other one is like basically a girl.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much like the side chick. She's clearly important.
Yeah.
But like a mistress. Yeah. And you're just like fighting action. Of course, Hongli originally was trying to, you know, she's classic seductress beauty, trying to pull all men around her finger, but you know, she met what the witch would call Zuan, the male fox.
There's always somebody better out there.
Yes, there is. There's always a male or female happens to for the.
So now, present day, they just went into the Imperial Tomb, which is also known as the Unknown Region. So those are these mysterious dungeons that only happen come upon on chance. Basically, the big thing that we've seen with these unknown regions is that part of Zuan's story is that he needs to collect these 9, I believe. 9.
No, it's 12.
12? I think
it's either
12.
9 or 12. I'm pretty sure it's 12.
I think it's 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
These 12 secret manuals, and you get one from basically every time he goes to an unknown region, he gets.
Assuming that probably. Yeah.
And he also seems to be the trigger of said unknown.
Yeah.
Because the Imperial Tomb is where the Fiend Emperor is the highest cultivator of the Fiend side. He's they all die there, right? So when they go, they die there. That's their tomb for all the Fiend Emperors. Yet they've never encountered this. Yeah, the first time he shows up, it's unlocked. And so that's why even the Fiend Emperor, I think he's number 2 in the world. You could say he's number 1. They're tied.
They're like tied because like they haven't fought in a while, and he's gotten stronger. But he also has he's also dying, right?
Yeah, he
old age. Yeah, he's not old age.
Yeah, and so he's you can call him number 2 right now, but he's dying right now, and so they're in the Imperial Tomb, and they're trying to just make it out alive, and so now we caught you up to the present. Now, first and foremost, I gotta say, how did you feel when Zuan peed in the bro, I was dying. Cause this is what happened. There was an immortal spring, guys, right? So you all know an immortal spring. You bathe in it. Oh, patient speed increases, longevity increases, all the benefits, right?
Or even heals injuries because both the Grandmasters they were hurt from like a battle.
What's against
Oh wait, against each other
yeah.
because they fought each other, and
And
then
Zuan.
and then they went in the spring and then soaking in it and drinking it too, like it helps heal them. And oh my, he pissed the.
So basically, they can only the spring only has so many benefits at the same time. So they basically they all took as much as they could, and they were like, all right, we don't have any need for the rest of it. I think it was also not as pure because they went to the bottom, and the bottom connects to the ocean, and so the ocean refills it, but it's just a lesser quality Immortal Spring. And so when he left, they left through the ocean side. Duan left a little present for the Fiend Emperor who was behind them because they got separated by one of the four perils, I think it was, right?
Yeah, so it's one of the in this unknown region. It was what do you call it Tawo?
A Tao, I think, yeah, a
Yeah,
Tao.
which but it's like some it's obviously a creature that
From resentment.
yeah he can like fight on par with his who's an Earth Immortal. Actually, we should probably say like
Okay, go through it.
I mean it's pretty simple. There's only 9 ranks, right?
Yeah. So the
It's just
first 9 ranks are
it's one
one through nine. There's no like really number on them.
Master, Grandmaster, and then Earth Immortal. So Fiend Emperor and Moon Emperor are the only 2 Earth Immortal.
Known by the populace,
Yes.
but seems like every time he goes into an unknown region, he
There's
finds
always
hella Earth Immortal.
this one, yeah, this goes crazy. But yeah, so the Fiend Emperor when in the mausoleum, how do you pronounce
Yeah, yeah.
it? Yeah. He brought him in there because obviously he like captured Zuman and then wanted to go in there and trying to use him explore the place because obviously for the Emperor he wants to live longer. Obviously these places could have like longevity medicine.
Oh, and by the way, he's like days from that.
Oh yeah,
Like,
like he needs to pass down his cultivation to Crown Prince's son soon. But
and as soon as he does that, he's basically
yeah,
dies within a day or two. So this unknown region, imagine this old man a day or two from dying finds this unknown region, and it's known they're known for immortality, like leading to immortality type objects. So that's why he drank the spring.
yep. But he didn't. What he didn't know. Oh, Zuman pissed right at it. It was so funny. I was dying
Because it was him and his son, the crown prince, and I think it was the crown prince who called it out. He's like, "This is a little odd tasting."
little bit like urine. And they were like, maybe it's just the properties of the sprinkler. We were like, no, bro, you were just drinking his piss.
It did add an important note. I think is they added 3 years. He said to the Fiend Emperor's life.
I was
So,
like, oh,
that's quite a bit.
yeah, for that's not.
Yeah, and it gave him some energy because all of a sudden before he was acting all cautious, and now he's like, "Oh, I'm destroying everything." Like now he's like, "I'm a god again," because he kind of basically is to the general populace. He's basically a god. Because there are only 2 Earth Immortals in the territories. There's only the
Yeah, and the difference. App is just a lot.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like a grandmaster, like a bunch of grandmasters.
And so then after the spring, they meet that I'm gonna call him the horny octopus, though. The horny kraken. I think his name's actually they actually call him the kraken, but actually the horniest kraken I've ever. Bro, how did you feel about the tentacle excreting the aphrodisiac? Like that was just too much, bro. Like
That was a classic. That straight from classic.
yo, for real. Oh, that whole time what was it?
Literally, and it only affected women.
It only affects women always.
I was like, no shot. They're like, they're like, what? This discriminates on gender. I was like, clearly.
And the Kraken, when they're fighting the Kraken, right? They're trying to run away. So the Kraken is upper tier Grandmaster. So get a little more specific. Master and the Grandmaster rank. 5 different forms. But basically, master and grandmaster, you're cultivating your soul. So there's 5 different stages in the body that cultivate the, and there's 7 in total. First 5 are master rank. Second 2 of the 7 are the grandmaster rank, and the witch and the so cold. They're both in the first rank of the grandmasters. They're the first of 2, and the kraken's on the second level grandmaster rank. So he's pretty close. I'm gonna say it's a he because how horny he is, but he's on the second level of the Earth Immortal. Plus, they're injured, so they can't fight him off. So
It is that.
oh, for sure, bro, for sure. But how do you feel about how exceptionally dangerous this unknown region is compared to the other one?
Oh yeah, because they even mentioned it. Like
A couple
I
times.
was like, yeah, for real, because it went crazy. Because they literally ran into an Earth mortal creature like off rip.
Yeah, one of the 4
What?
perils we were talking about.
Yeah, and I was like, then it's because like there must be some like crazy like treasure in there.
Oh yeah,
Like there has to be.
the immortal medicine.
Yeah, but I'm saying like there has to be more because they run into.
The annual. Remember that thing's on
Oh yeah, that's
par.
true.
It's on par. Like for example, Zuan has 4 at this
Yeah,
point,
yeah,
and they're each insanely OP. So I help
yeah,
me out here, I think. But the first one is the Phoenix one where basically the more damage he takes, it speeds up his cultivation.
yeah.
And
Wait, is it? Isn't it?
I think it's
Or did
anything.
he make that part up? I can't remember.
Which part? What?
You know how like when
Yep.
like oh you get beat up the strong. Then remember he said like, but it has to be by a woman.
Oh, that's definitely fake.
Are
That's
you
definitely
sure?
a
I thought
hundred
that was
percent. No,
real.
that's definitely fake, bro. He threw that in there as a kicker.
I thought that was real though.
Oh, bro. He's gotten beat up by guys before. Let's see.
Did it work?
Yeah, it's always worked.
Okay, then never
Yeah.
mind. Never mind.
Yeah. And so basically the Phoenix is like whenever he gets beat up, he gets his cultivation like explodes. So like for example, the first time he got beat up, he went from being a non cultivator to like halfway through the second rank, almost to the third.
Yeah.
And so then that works like that. And also it's pretty cheat like where the closer he is, the more damage he takes, the stronger he becomes.
Yeah, that's like yeah.
That's OP. And then what were the other 3?
Basically your classic I absorb by like just obviously that's like at the most world where it's they said like you'd be the enemy of the right off.
Honestly,
I literally just touched him like, oh, thanks for your hard work, buddy. Yeah, you're dying.
yeah, well, he sucked up that mosquito Dallas, who was like, I think she was a master rank or
Yeah,
ninth
master.
master rank, and he was like, I'm gonna say 5th rank at the time, and he jumped like 2 levels entirely. He went from 5th to 7th level, which I think even in genius terms, it would take like 3, 4, 5, 6 years, something like.
Yeah.
And he did it within a seconds.
Yeah, the only drawback is like
Yep.
that come back. Yeah.
But then they kind of say that the heaven devouring such as like it helps the most with them.
Yeah.
So like obviously the worse of technique you have, the quality of it, more impurities you get. Seems like he has pretty small impurities on it.
Yeah, he also has a really body.
The other one, right?
Yeah.
Primordial
It's
Primordial Sutra.
it's I don't know if it's called primordial, but I just
I think it's called a Primordial Sutra.
might be called.
And so that one is basically it toughens his body up. Oh, that one was hilarious. How he he got basically it toughens him up. And finally, this is an important point, so I added in here. He hit the 4th level of it. He only has half of it at the time, right?
Oh yeah.
So he only has half of it. He only got half of it, and he has to find the other half in the westbound tomb. I think it is something like that, which we haven't found yet to this day. But since he hit the 4th rank, he can heal other people with the primordial energy.
You found the West Town tomb? It was the the one at the college.
Oh, but then he tasked him to go somewhere to the west. Remember? No, I think they have to find the westbound tomb because in the college was where he found the original guy, and he was like, "I need you to go somewhere, do something." I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Yeah, no. So that no. Oh, I think I remember. So they found the Westhound tomb, but I don't think it was. It was a trick. Remember, because he said he was trying.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because one of his the guy who gave it to him was like, and he obviously like all emperors they want longevity. So he sent like some generals to go and like, but you know they some of them failed, some like here. One of them obviously who was rebellious, and he tried to absorb. He was trying to absorb something.
Body.
Yeah. Yeah, because obviously Zuon defeated him, beat his ass, and a classic. Then yeah, there was got the book.
The book, yeah.
Yeah, so he got a book that
On my head. Oh, that special book. So actually, we have no idea what this book does as of yet.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's what he needs to do. He needs to go figure out what the book is.
Does, yeah. And then I think once he figures out the book, it'll lead him to the second part of the primary.
Yeah,
but we have no idea. It's been over 1,000 chapters since in this book. It's like not like a physical object. The thing.
It's in his brain. It's in his brain.
Head, yeah. And then I honestly forgot about it until like 4 or 5 chapters ago when it made its first appearance. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was why did it what activated it?
He was getting attacked
By who again?
It was the emperor actually. Yeah, because in the tomb he was about to get attacked him. And he was like oh and then he dodged. Yeah. And then the emperor was like, "Yo, how'd you dodge that?"
Yeah, that's what it was.
But yeah, so that book is like, so it has like some kind of like future or some time capabilities. But that's all we really.
I'm not gonna lie, the author, like that is, I love when authors do that. They put something in from, this is probably chapter, I'm gonna say 300 around there, and now we're at chapter around 14 something, 1400, and we didn't hear about it for over 11. That's like what, 3-4 years of reading, and he's just in the back. I love that stuff when it comes back later on, and you're like, genius. I have, and all this stuff, man. Tell me how you feel when the author does the history dump. I personally, I'm not a fan.
In like about in
the unknown regions, yeah.
I kind of like it.
You kind of like it?
Well, because it's I like it in this because obviously all the history connects back to obviously Zuon and all the Chinese lore.
From modern Earth.
Yeah, so the Chinese lore that he it appears in the fiction world, and like all the legends and stuff are finding them out. Like he's found them out in some different regions as well, and he's heard some tales and similar to back on Earth. There's clearly some parallel that the authors hit, but in this one, they're talking about the Jia dynasty, and he's like, because he was like, yeah, everything points to it. Cause it's like the 4 perils or something I heard about back on Earth. Run into
Black Emperor.
Is he the Black Emperor?
Well, they ran into the White Emperor. Duan's group ran into the White Emperor.
Yeah, because he's named Shun.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I cannot remember all those names. I just, when I'm reading the history dumps, I get the general information and I call it a day.
Yeah, because so he's talking about So Shun, they dumped a lot in this actually in the last few chapters because Shun basically was just talking about his lineage, White Emperor, Black Emperor. So the Flame Emperor lineage, Yellow Emperor. There's like 5 different factions here.
So the main takeaways I think that are important. I'm gonna add some of them. The Black Emperor. So some they can ascend, right? So in this current cultivation novel, they nobody knows about ascension. They don't know how to do it. I guess back then in the ancient times, they knew how to ascend. So
It was pretty simple. Like when they talk to him, like yeah, he ascended back then. They were like, "What are you talking about?" He's heaven and huh?
they're like that doesn't happen no more, man. And so basically, the Black Emperor ascended, the White Emperor took over, and then the Black Emperor's descendants got trashed, and then proceeded on. I forget whose descendant it was exactly, but White Emperor's descendants. He, there was 10 sons in the.
Yeah, the Golden Crow.
There was 10 sons in the sky. They were actually golden.
The Golden Crow. The Golden Crow.
Yep.
No,
Of the Celestial Emperor.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And so there was 10, and then this archer called Yi, I believe.
Yeah, so it's the story about how because this is a real story, right?
Yeah,
where he shot
story,
down like all the except for one.
That's the song
People think it's
today,
like
yeah. And so basically, it also ties into the Fiend Emperor, and I think it makes sense that it ties into him because it's still Imperial too.
Because he's the Fiend Emperor is technically he's a Golden Crow descendant.
Yep.
Obviously, here the Golden Crows, but those were the ones that got down. That's the ancestors.
Yep. And so basically, that's how it ties into the Fiend Emperor currently because he's bro, and it seems like I think he's gonna uncover more dungeon than man because it seems like they're really tying it into have the Feather Mountain where all 9 sons died or the sun goes whatever.
Yeah, that's why he had like that was that the one that gave him like a terrifying feeling.
Yeah,
because he was like, "Yo, this is my dead ancestors."
Yeah. And the prince, I think you can strongly suggest it was it's where they all died. I think even the Black Emperor descendant told them about it, but because the Golden Prince, the Golden
Crown Prince.
Yeah, the Crown Prince, he had a somewhat bad feeling, right? So it wasn't as strong as the Emperor, but I think because the Emperor's an Earth Immortal, he could feel it.
Like, yeah, that's right. They ran into some guy that claims to be
his his
ancestor, and they were hitting the guy. The Fiend Emperor was like, "Bruh, stop playing with me and acting like a god, and just tell me what you want."
I actually love this because at the beginning, I thought he was gonna like calm the Fiend Emperor, and the Fiend Emperor just blows up his tomb. He's like, "Bro, I will kill you right now. Tell me where to get the shit."
The guy is like, "Oh my god, I ran into the wrong person."
Yeah, because he was acting like a god, and then the Fiend Emperor just destroys his tomb, and he's like, "Bro, puppet curse."
I mean, and I don't blame that guy for trying because it's like it's known region, and they're like around for a long. So you might be able to trick some people. I've been alive for too long.
Yeah, that's not working on me. How do you think Zuan gets through this?
I don't know. He said Shun told him to relive the heroic tale of Yi. So I'm assuming that means like he has to go shoot down.
He has to go through his whole life. I think everybody beat.
Shoot down like the 9 crows. I was like, bruh, how is he gonna go do that?
No idea.
And this is different because these people are mortals.
Yeah, they're like I don't know if they haven't hit immortal status like above Earth Immortal is what we're talking about because
they're at the very least Earth Immortal, which is more than what.
Yeah, Zuan just hit mastering the hero tier, which is 7, first of 5 of the mastering. I think they say he's like halfway through the hero rank, but
I mean,
he's not anywhere close.
Yeah, but I mean, so yeah, during the history dump, the Shun, what is he? He's called like the Great Sage or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically he was yeah, I got betrayed by, was it Yi? Yeah, Yi the Great. That was it. Because like he wanted to be the emperor, and he schemed against him because Shun like killed his dad. Shun was like, or Juan was like, why do you betray you? And Shun was like, bruh, if someone doesn't take revenge for their dad, do you think they're gonna be actually trustworthy? And I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense.
For real.
I
You
was like,
killed my dad, bro.
but then he killed my dad, but he's like, yeah, I didn't. We're good. We'll work
Yeah,
together.
we're fine. We're fine.
And
Don't
he
worry.
was like, and at the time he's probably like, oh, working together for interest. And then he made a uh analogy. He's like, yeah, if a loyal like officer like to, it's actually a bad thing. Scheming deeply. That means like he was willing to kill someone related to you. Imagine what he's gonna do to someone unrelated to you. That's
Gonna mess you up.
that was deep. And then obviously he fell to his scheme.
Mm-hmm.
He wants wants revenge.
Yeah. So
Told him to deal with them. And it's gonna be I think this is gonna probably be the best art.
oh, for sure. It's
Now they're dealing with the high level.
yeah. And then so just a little fact. In all the unknown regions, they go through some part of history, and they're always pretty decently strong. And the last one was actually they met their first Earth Immortal. I think in the other two, he didn't meet any Earth Immortal.
Mm.
But in the last one, he went into with Man Man, hey Man Man.
Hey, my mom. Oh yeah.
They found they didn't find an Earth Immortal on that stage. Then when he went with Crown Princess, actually,
Yes.
then he found that was the unknown that he met the Earth Immortal. But I think they're like leveling up with him, so he's never gonna have an easy.
Oh, by the way, Paimon and the Crown Princess, this woman.
Oh yeah, both his women, and then throw the the Empress in there as well.
Oh my god. I actually can't believe that because he said he had a sentence. I don't remember where he was. Like in his head, I think. Oh yeah, he was talking to a woman about like grudge with human emperor. Yeah, we're gonna. Like, and it might not be that bad. He's like, I touched the
Literally.
Empress and the Crown Princess. Both were his woman.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Like, how am I not supposed to kick his ass?
Facts.
I actually wonder how that's gonna go.
I have no. I feel like it's gonna. I think it's gonna happen after this arc. I feel like he's gonna go back on some super strong power up. Because he usually gets a power up either by getting fully wrecked because of the sutra that he has that powers him up. I think he gets to at least the third rank of master. For you, somewhere around there, and he can already punch way above. Wait, like he could probably face off against maybe a fourth tier master, but
I
maybe peak.
think it might be a while.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a long arc.
Yeah, but I don't think the next arc after. I don't think he'll tear.
Not yet.
I think there'll be like a long, deep scheme, like deal with the other guy, the Emperor, the guy that's trying to raise the rebellion.
King Key.
Yeah, King Key. I think gonna try to
Yeah,
turn them against each other. So it's probably gonna be like a real like clash of. It's gonna be
a
in
lot of
terms
political stuff.
Political stuff. It's gonna be interesting how he deals with it. One, he has not lost political.
Not at all.
Tearing enemies up. Everyone who tries to beat him up, he's like, I got you. Rage points incoming. And oh man, because King Key, he is pissed.
Oh,
because all of his plans were foiled by Zoom. And of course, the Emperor is like seen like guy's pretty talented, but that's also why you gotta be like get rid of him. But obviously he doesn't. I think if he knew Zon was a master, he would have killed him.
Oh,
He's
for
too
sure.
dangerous.
For sure.
It's way too dangerous.
So I think the human emperor, is it Zhao Han?
Zhao Han.
Zhao Han. All right. So the only reason, little back information, the only reason he kept Zuan alive is because basically Zuan got tried to get possessed by this old guy. The old guy failed, but all the old guy's cultivation got stuck in him. And so what happened was Zuan absorbed some of that cultivation, and because of that, he cultivated extremely fast. That's what at least the human emperor thinks. Somewhat the case, but not fully the case. And so by the time he gets to the human court, I believe he's either at the 7th rank or the 9th rank. I think he's at the 7th rank.
Yeah.
And the human emperor doesn't keep pushing him because he knows that like after he absorbs that cultivation, he believes that he won't be able to cultivate it. So then Zuan all of a sudden hits like the 9th rank, and the emperor is like, oh, he must have fully absorbed all of old me, or all of old me. Is that his name?
Yeah, old me. Yeah.
Yeah, he must have absorbed all of old me's cultivation, but he won't be a threat because he can't keep growing. But then Zuan's gonna come back and be like halfway through master rank. I don't know how he's gonna hide it after that.
No, he has the thing.
So what?
Um,
But isn't that's from one of his? Oh, it's not one of his concubines. The devil sect girl inside the emperor's. What's her name? You know who I'm talking about?
by it's either by Key or by Ling.
I think by Key, because by Ling, I think is the crown princess. Yeah, they're both by.
No, she's B Ling.
Ah, yes. Good. And but he only can hide his cultivation because of her. Because doesn't she have like that special item that shows like basically whatever you? It either hides it or shows it at the cultivation that you.
I think so. Yeah.
So like once he doesn't have that, like he gives it back to her every time. Back.
Like
Well, actually, he might be able to get one from the witch, if it's from the devil sect. Or,
actually, yeah,
he
that's
could just
true.
get one from her if they're like, obviously, the person in the human emperor's court must be high up in the devil sect. Can't get higher than the witch, who is the sect leader.
Yeah.
So he might be able to get something
Also, the human emperor is also dying. That's also
important boy.
he also is seeking longevity. And in fact, when the what was it, the unknown region that is in the academy, so basically the crown prince is an idiot. This is also
Huge.
the fault of the human emperor because he put his soul.
Scheme was deep.
Yo, it was deep. I was like, yo, this is actually crazy. When it happened, okay, so he put his
from
soul.
the start, bro. Hit him with it all, bro.
So the human emperor, he's the most outstanding person of his generation, right? Became Earth Immortal, beating everybody's ass.
Yeah.
But then he fought Demon Emperor, who someone rival him.
Fiend Emperor.
I mean, yeah. But then the Zhao, like, yeah, he got hurt, right? And,
pretty badly in the.
Yeah, but no one really knows if that's the case. But people are kind of like, they say like, he got hurt, and they're like, but he's already started his, which means
Heaven and Man. I love the name for it.
I call it Heaven and Earth because that was like the first thing because I did not remember. Heaven and Man deterioration. That
Love the name.
Yeah, that is. To be honest, it's scary. It's like, damn, I'm deteriorating.
Literally deteriorating, and so yeah, and that's surprising though because he's young. He's not
he's like in his prime, but he's dying, which is why he's actually more obsessed with longevity than other people because it's like I became the strongest man in the world by it. On top of that, because of his injury, that's why the King Key is even challenging him.
King Key's a grandmaster.
Yeah. So this is obviously pisses off the human. Our people, which is why like he's become like extremely cold this like recent years. Yeah, so one of his methods was to basically he wanted to pick over his son's body in terms of compatibility, obviously the best one. So he put his soul in him. Obviously, apparently he said like his son had caught on at like not caught on, but he had like had weariness from his father because
something's weird.
Yeah, but obviously he soul in his son, and the backlash from his trying to like
Adam kind of
like, and then basically I'm pretty sure his soul basically his mind is like a child, 5-year-old.
Yeah, he has absolutely what's right or wrong.
Yeah, like a 5-year-old child. Basically, the human emperor. Obviously, he made him the crown prince, the future to the. This is also why Kinky has some standing up, like some support, because everyone's like, "Yo, we're not gonna pass this. We're not actually gonna pass this throne on to Lydia, right?" But the emperor's like, "Yeah, we are," and they're like, "No, bro, why are we doing this?" So he has a lot of support from like the military and some other officials. So it's like actually split 50.
Pretty split.
Yeah, so obviously this is doing a human emperor. He's soul in his son's body and then cultivating them. And but like there's a trial, unknown region at the academy, which is set up by Prince Key's people. Like they basically like, you know what, as a next king or emperor, he has to go through trials, right? So they're like, put him in here. Everyone originally was like, okay, it's it's the academy. They've explored it a lot. It'll be safe. Allowed to bring seventh. They were pretty much
Seventh rank and no, seventh rank and below.
yeah. And pretty much, obviously, when they got in there, clearly Prince Key's scheme was honestly his scheme was crazy too.
It was deep.
He left four.
Years.
Was it four? He left like 4 or 5.
I think 3.
It's 3.
I think it was 3. The peak master, the mid master, and then the peak ninth rank.
Ah, that's what it was. They left experts in, kill the crown prince. Obviously, set up one. They were waiting there for 3 years.
So basically, this unknown region. At the time, he didn't know it was an unknown region. It's a regular dungeon that they have control over, but it only opens every 3 or 4 years. And so basically, what Kinky did is he schemed deep. This is what I'm talking about, deep. The last time it opened 3 years ago, he input 3 of his master rank coordinates and left them there to live in the dungeon for 3 years. And so then when they opened it up again, everybody's like, how is Kinki gonna put his subordinates in there? Like how is he gonna wreck this? Nobody knowing that he did this, he was planning deep. All right.
Oh man, I was like, that's crazy. Down. What?
Yep.
Obviously, Zuon, their ass.
All of them.
Well, not all of them, because most of them, but yeah, because he was ninth rank.
I think yeah, he was a ninth rank. Yep.
Yeah, so they were like, oh shit, and obviously Zuon fight above his.
Yeah, so he can sort of fight master rank.
So
For,
he was
at that time.
he was fighting them, and then they ran into a serpent. It was
7th rank serpent.
Yeah,
But it was like 9th rank or 8th. I think it was an 8th rank serpent when they got there, right?
it was supposed to be a 7th rank.
And then yeah,
One killed, and he gave the crown princess. Obviously, also this is during the time crown princess didn't really like Suan at first, but as he showed more capability, she would aid and got closer.
he fell for him.
Yeah, but she went and she did things that she never thought she would do. She went, even when he risked his life, she went to back and save him. Hey, it's his time. He's gonna take the crown princess. All of a sudden, the crown prince turns into Zhao Han, and I'm like, what?
When I talk about these two guys are scheming deep,
They're
bro.
deep. And literally, because of it's a soul of a Earth Immortal, so he's
basically Earth Immortal.
yeah.
So he becomes as strong as Zhao Han, or how do you say it again?
Zhao Han.
Zhao Han.
I don't think he's as strong. Basically,
He's at least peak grandmasters.
yeah,
like,
something.
yeah. And so they're in this unknown region, and Zhao Han is in there in controlling his son's body as himself. But the important piece of information is, since it's an unknown region, it's like not like Zhao Han's whole soul is in his body. It's like a piece of it. And so when the soul activates, Zhao Han knows that it activates. Like he knows that it got activated, that it became him. He can feel that his soul acted up. But when the soul dies in that unknown region, he doesn't know how it died.
Yeah, because there's no the from like,
Yeah.
but it was crazy because he killed one of the Kinkies interrogating. He's like, yeah, now I got the evidence.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna take him down. Once he had the evidence, all those people on his side are gonna.
Yeah.
But then the dungeon mutated, and they were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Yeah.
And he couldn't fly anymore, and he was scared. He was like, "Damn." As an Earth Immortal, he was like, "I've never felt so threatened." You know what the funniest part was?
I know you. Islands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, bro. So there was multiple islands in this. I think there was multiple islands, and so basically, when the unknown region acts up, the dungeon just flips. It goes crazy, and that's what usually happens when a dungeon becomes an unknown region, and so the world literally turned upside down, and the earth went to the sky, and the sky went to the ground, and so all the earth split up, and so there was just islands everywhere in the sky. And so basically, once you become a master and cultivator, you can fly. But Zhao Han could not fly because of the unknown region's interference. And so Zuan and the crown princess were in their own little island. And then Zhao Han was in another island. And you take it over, bro.
Oh, so I don't remember so exact. I know what the words were, but I don't know what led up. I don't remember what led up to it.
You don't remember?
Well, because what was he trying to fix?
So I don't remember what he was trying to fix exactly, but I remember she was injured. Oh, you know what happened? So the
Oh,
crown princess has an ability. I forget exactly what it is, but she had an ability that uses up her longevity.
yeah.
And so when she uses this longevity, she uses this ability. It let her become super strong, but at the price of her longevity. And so basically, she becomes like she looks the same, but like her hair turns white. She basically aged like 40, and but only internally. You can't see it externally. And so he's trying to give her some time to recuperate, and then that's when he starts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was he trying to fit something in somewhere?
Ah,
He was
yeah.
trying to do something, but basically, Zhao Zhaohan or Zuan, I think he said something provocative to
Yeah.
the emperor and about wanting the crown prince because they had found out like, man, he was over soul and she was handpicked to be his wife.
Yep. Imagine
Yeah,
like 16.
and he Zuan, he said something taking the like he does
Princess.
crown prince. He's like he doesn't dare. And next thing you know, you hear her say, "It's too big. It won't fit." And he was like, and he heard it, and he was like, "No way are
And
they
he,
doing?"
and he screams, "You dare!" And he basically he tries to jump across the islands and he can't make it because he's gonna die. So he has to turn around. And then he hears, "Zuan, stop! I can't take it."
Oh, I was like, and he lost it.
Oh, the rage points were flowing, bro.
Oh yes.
This is one of the. I'm not gonna lie. Usually harems, they're usually pretty. They're not really done well. Usually, I would say.
No.
But this author, I don't know how well he's gonna do later on when they're all together. But as of right now, when they're all individually apart, he's really good with.
Oh yeah, he gives every woman a spot to shine.
Yeah,
I like that because usually in some horror they really don't.
they're worthless.
Yeah, and I'm like, at least like in this one, because like it's been a while since we've seen Juyeon,
Yeah,
but she had like half the,
yeah. She was there for a while.
and she's pretty strong. She's pretty talented, and she's not like completely like disappeared because they're with her master. Like there's still that connection. Plus, yeah, fuck the Grand Master. How do we not mention that?
Oh, that's true. So he did
The Stone Cold Woman.
He got it on with the Stone Cold Woman.
But obviously, this was she. So Zuon, when he has sex, he can heal himself and others,
Yep.
and in fact, he can help people cultivate faster.
Oh, insane! He's got literally.
He is literally perfect for
Dow partner.
Yeah.
His meat stick, as they like to call it, or they also think he's a donkey race member because of how it looks.
He's well endowed.
Well endowed. That's the perfect word. It's literally like a precious medicine.
Yes. And pretty much when so when they were at the
What are you trying to talk about?
I'm trying to talk about why they have.
Oh, why they went to the unknown region?
Yeah.
Oh, they went there because
No, why he had sex with the
Grandmaster?
Yeah, real quick, but he got hurt and like pretty bad, and he was about to die, and he was like, "Okay, I'll do it to save him."
The Snow Mountain.
Yeah, so the Snow Mountain. So they ran into an Earth Immortal there, actually.
Popping up,
and they were like, "Oh!" And then he did one of his cool ass abilities, Keyboard Command. He teleported I don't know what the ratios isn't.
Miles and stuff.
He's basically like thousands of.
Yeah.
And obviously, like
backlash.
Yeah, it's a backlash from the soul, and as a master rank, his soul is that strong.
I think he was 9th rank.
Oh, then it was even worse.
Yeah.
So he literally started screaming. He was like, "Ah!" and and his skin was cracking.
Yeah.
And it was like he should have like evaporated instantly if it was an extremely tough body. So she found like a hot spring that could heal. It was also freezing cold, so they were dying from frostbite. She was like, "All right, He woke up halfway through, and she was like, "You can't say anything. It can happen once." And he was pissed. He was like, "Know what? You're not gonna forget me." And then because she's obviously like a virgin.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I'm experienced. So he obviously took her down real quick.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because like she wants him to like call her master.
Yeah.
Because obviously they talk techniques, and she thinks he's really talented.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, he never called her master once, but in the pool when they were doing it, he called her master and she was just saying, she softened over when he called her master. And she was like, "That rascal never called me master, but this whole time he couldn't stop saying."
And basically he played her hard because I think after the first time he would have been okay if they just gave him some time to recover.
But he took advantage.
He took advantage, and he was like, "I'm able to keep living. I'm gonna die unless you complete the treatment." So they probably went for like, I'd say at least 10 rounds. That was the way the book described it, and they were going for I think hours, maybe days, bro.
Not stand.
Could not stand that.
Barely a stand.
But
he was satisfied.
He was satisfied.
But yeah, obviously, like in this world, like master and apprentice serving man is down upon. Head, like she's really shamed to have sex.
Yeah.
Even though, like, obviously they still love each other. They're only divorced because, but her, she was basically like trying to put them out. Even up to this now, keeps trying to.
He wants her back.
Yeah,
he's like, I want you to come back for seconds.
For him, is like if he has, even though he plays around a lot, sex to him like still means a lot, like for affection and stuff. So like if he has sex with that woman, is
not like his as in property, but his as in
he wants to take care of her and make her like a wife or concubine. Be part of his family because he cares for affection a lot.
Especially with the time frame that they're in now, it's like once a woman purity, like if it's not to her husband,
yeah.
And so, he understands that, and so he knows that if I take these people's virginity, they have to become part of my family.
Yeah.
So, but he makes a joke, and he's like, "Hey, if I become the emperor, then it just came up."
He's like, "You went up quick."
Yeah.
Of zero to hero, real quick.
literally. And so that's pretty much where we're at right now with Keyboard. And I don't know how he's gonna do the travel the guys go back to the Imperial Tomb. How he's gonna be able to go through his journey? It's gonna be oh for sure. Sure.
At the very least, even though there's history dumps, I like them going through.
Oh yeah, I while it is tough to read for me the history dumps, I do kind of enjoy reading it. I like hearing about it, and I like how it knows about it.
Yeah, because no one else does.
Yeah, that's
And
one thing I like. He knows a lot of it already.
which is
he knows it already.
kind of weird that no one else knows. But there obviously there's some kind of circumstance. They said the back then said way to ascend.
Yeah,
So there's clearly something going on. That information obviously gets lost down. Earth, no. Pretty much most of the whole
yeah.
outside of.
But you got any last thoughts or should our new book? All right, so we started every month. We're gonna start off a new book for you guys, and we're gonna give you a review. So what we're gonna do is every week we'll read 50 chapters of it. And this book that we started, Damn Reincarnation,
Great title.
great title. It has less than 200 chapters, so but what we'll do is we'll do 50 chapters every week, and we'll tell you guys how it is, and we will continue it even if it is dumpster fire. We will continue reading it for you guys up to 200 chapters, and we'll let you know whether you should read it, whether it's trash, or whether it's mid. All right, so we'll give you honest opinions. Should I read the synopsis that we got on Wusha? And by the way, most of the light novels we're reading come from Wusha World. Big plug for them. We will be shouting them out probably every week.
Yeah, hella novels on.
They do. Whenever you want to sponsor us, we'll be ready.
Yeah.
But here's the synopsis. The warrior Hamel went on an adventure with his companions to the kings. But after dying just before the final battle with the demon kings, wow, what the fuck? He was reincarnated as a descendant of his fellow warrior Vermouth. Hamel, no, Eugene Lionheart was reborn with the blood of the great Vermouth. My previous body held enough talents to be mistaken for a genius, but this one, there's just no comparison. With a body that had higher specs right from the start, he showed explosive growth that far surpassed what he had achieved in his previous life. Along with the unknown reasons for his reincarnation came the uneasy reality of having to coexist with. He was faced with a world that made him question everything he had believed in. Gifted with this extraordinary body since birth, as Eugene, he begins walking down the unfinished path from his previous life. So we went through the first 50 chapters of that. We'll let you know how we're feeling. I should pick. Start?
Yeah, so it starts off. We got Eugene here, also known as Hamel. That's his previous life name. So he ended up dying, or actually, so they had like a party of 5, right? They were originally set out to defeat war between. Obviously, they were killing people. So his party and go and defeat all the Demon King.
Heroes Party.
Yeah. Him, Irma,
Molon.
Sienna.
Yeah.
Ace was the healer. Saintess.
Yep.
Uh,
Molon was the tank. He's basically described as this hideous
dumbass,
tank.
but he was big and he could take damage.
Yeah, he could take hits.
And Sienna was the magician, black mage, dropping hella bombs on.
Yep.
Vermoth, he's the hero.
He's the all rounder.
All rounder he's not an all rounder. Like he was pretty much a god.
He's like, yeah, think of a jack of all trades, but
you specialize in all of them.
That was a perfect description, bro. And then there's just him at the end of the day, Eugene.
Yeah, so they were like the DPS,
Yeah.
but he's like the top of the line. I don't miss any hits. You know,
Yeah.
basically he destroyed everybody. He carried the party. Hamel.
We're talking about Vermouth right now.
Yeah,
Carried the party.
Hamel. He
Which
was
is
like
Eugene.
Yeah, he was okay. Well, he's okay compared to Varmoth, but compared to a lot of other people, he's actually extremely talented and he's pretty strong. He grew up with pretty much nothing. Like his family like died to waves of,
Yep.
and so pretty much killed demons. And Vermoth party, and but honestly, they killed like two
Three.
demons.
I think it was three. I think,
They killed three. Yeah, you're right.
and then also they killed three. There's five in total. They killed three. The party before you Hamill died in turn. They killed three, and Hamill died when they were on the. That's how it went. That's what I believe.
Wait, no, they thought they killed the third one, and then they were leaving, dumped him. No, actually, no, you're right. Actually, you're right. I remember that on the way that died on the way. They cleared like an area. One of the demons weren't dead, and they tried to sneak attack firm. Eugene locked it for him. Also, Eugene is he's like one of those hotheads. So he pretty much every time once he lost to Verm, basically like try to work his ass off to catch up to him. He never did, but but that was like his. He had like an unwavering will. Wouldn't stop. Even if he never caught up, he was like, I'm gonna try to get one step out, and then everyone respected him. So and when he died, obviously they were all pretty close. So when he died, they were all bad. But yeah, then he reincarnated into Eugene Lionheart, which was Vermoth's descendants, and for him to reincarnate into his rival's descendants, he was like literally in the synopsis. What the fuck?
As basically we're not gonna try to spoil you too hard, so we'll try to keep it broad. But so by the way, all that stuff we just told you about, that's basically like the prologue. Prologue chapter 1, where that whole story. And so he goes into the kid's body, Eugene Lionheart now. Basically, guys, like he says in the synopsis, the body is amazing, right?
Decked out.
Specked out, yeah. You know when you're making a character, you're like aptitude, amazing, mana level, freakish, endurance, godhood. Like
it's like he bought a level boost.
He bought a level boost. And so I'm not gonna lie, the first 2 chapters are gonna be tough, guys, because they're basically that huge info dump we just gave you. They give to you the first 2. It's pretty tough. It took me, I think, 3 tries to get through the first chapters. I'm not gonna lie, but once I hit the 3rd chapter, it kind of hooked me. Right, so I'm gonna say I have been enjoying the first 50 chapters. The fighting is pretty cool. I like the fighting. He hasn't been challenged yet. Really.
Yeah, I mean, he also is like because he was saying talent past memory, past himself, and his train's like
oh, he's a monk
because he of the mindset like since he has a more talented body, he's trained more than so. That's also what the one guy he doesn't play around.
No, not at all.
He doesn't take anything for granted. Have a better situation now. All right.
Yeah, his training sessions, how they describe it from when he wakes up to when he an all day thing. He sees the rewards for it though right away, but not I wouldn't say right away, because they kind of skip over it because it's like his adolescent life until he turns like 13, and they go to the bloodline ceremony. But it's pretty good so far. I've been enjoying it. I'd say for the first 50 chapters, I would give it a read. Maybe it changes. I want to see him have difficulty. I want to see him struggle with something. You know what I'm saying?
Very well, because also in this, so they were trying to fight originally the demons. Right?
Yeah.
Obviously, in this world, there's like an ants.
I love this,
but he's like, no, what the?
Not happening on my watch.
He is actually really pissed that there's. He was like, what did we fight for?
Yep.
And like now it's like, what did I die for?
That's facts.
So he's pissed, but we go more into detail. Well, actually, think they will.
Yeah, they do. And so they actually the first 50 chapters they don't go into super detail, but
They like say like, but they say like how it happened. Spoil that. Yeah. Oh.
yeah. And there's definitely you can see some undertones of
There's some shade during
some
this.
shade.
Something happened because he's like they were kicking our ass,
Yeah.
and but we came back and kicked their ass. So they're wondering like
how this happened.
He's like, there's something wrong.
And I have a suspicion. I don't want to put it out there till next week. So by the way, guys, next week when we start it up, we're gonna have expected you read the first 50 chapters because we're gonna talk about the chapters that obviously we're gonna read the next. So we're gonna base our conversation off already read and I should know.
Yeah, and then
But basically, of the 5 people, they also have extreme. This is the Eugene is set 300 years after the died, but some of them are still alive. Most of them are still.
Are they?
Well, it seems like they're not confirmed, so they're not. None of them are confirmed alive, but they've all said to taken on journeys. One of
Oh
them,
yeah, that's right. So
I don't know how the longevity works in this world yet, but it seems
yeah.
like you can live freakishly.
So yeah, so it seems like yeah, but he doesn't know what
Any of them.
In fact, he's like mad at them.
He is mad at them. He's like, "How did you guys let this happen?"
Yeah, so he's like, oh.
And I think he'll get him. But
Actually, I think this is gonna be crazy. I feel like it's gonna have a little bit of a mystery.
oh, for sure.
I like that because it's gonna go and unsolve the puzzle. I think.
And I
There were two races that were warring to why they.
and so I would say I'd give it a read if I were you guys. If I had to give a rating, that's tough. You want to do out of 10? I think I'd give it as of right now. I give it a 7.5.
Give it an 8.
I think it's a good read. Like if you got you just finished the book or you want to get into the light novels, I think it's a good start. Light novels, if you're into that. I'll for sure give it a read. The first 50 chapters, except the first 2 chapters. I'll throw that out there, guys. struggle through the first 2 chapters, but I promise, at least from my perspective, that 3rd chapter it'll get you. So it'll want you to start reading more. So we'll give it a little try and tell us what you. And we'll keep it going next week and tell you how we feel with the chapters. Hopefully our opinions don't change. But you got anything to say before we wrap it up? All right, this is Adamore.
This is Biggest Gamer.
And this is Light Novel Fiends. And we'll see you next week, guys.
Yeah.